Bringing value home. U.S. flays Guyana in its Department of State Drug Control Strategy report. It says corruption and bribery hinders Guyana's drug trafficking efforts. AFC gravely concerned about GCOM's failure to implement methods that promote free and fair elections. And Guyana reaffirms commitment to Indigenous women's empowerment at UN Forum. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, April 22 edition of the HGP Nightly News. Here's what you need to know this evening. The United States has said that corruption and bribery are major issues in the fight against drug trafficking locally. You'll have more details in this report. Guyana's fight against drug trafficking is being hindered by corruption and bribery. This is according to the U.S. Department of State in its annual International Drug Control Strategy report. The Department of State found that drug traffickers are able to evade prosecution because corruption within law enforcement, bribery and nepotism in the public sector and political entities further complicate the fight against drug trafficking, and that the local police often drop charges or never file them, in addition to not conducting serious investigations of these matters. According to the report, in 2024, Guyana seized more than 4 metric tons of cocaine in cooperation with the U.S. DEA law enforcement agency at an illegal airstrip in Region 1. It was the largest drug seizure in Guyana's history. There was also the interdiction of one semi-submersible vessel off Guyana's coast with 2.3 metric tons of cocaine. Quote, coupled with a lack of adequate resources and shortcomings in the legal system, this allows traffickers to exploit government systems and move illicit drugs through Guyana, unquote. According to the document, while Guyana does not encourage or facilitate the production, distribution of narcotics, or the laundering of proceeds from illegal drug transactions, its efforts to clamp down on the drug problems are hampered by local law enforcement officials and public entities. The U.S. in its report warns that Guyana's illicit drug trade contributes significantly to increased crime and corruption, and is urging the government of Guyana to step up its fight against drug trafficking by enhancing law enforcement and customs capability through port security improvements, intelligence operations with regional and international partners, implementing stronger anti-corruption measures, and strengthening its legislation relating to drug trafficking. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. The failure to implement the suggestions made by international observers regarding Guyana's 2020 national and regional elections is a grave concern for the Alliance for Change. Antonio Day is on this story.
The Alliance for Change AFC is seriously concerned that as Guyana nears the 2025 elections, the country's Elections Commission seems uninterested in implementing key recommendations from international observer missions, including those from the Carter Center, Organization of American States, and European Union. This is according to Catherine Hughes, opposition parliamentarian and member of the AFC.
These fundamental recommendations were well articulated at the time and recommended to ensure that the challenges and errors of the 2020 elections debacle would not be repeated.
Hughes recently stated that improvements at GCOM would boost citizens' confidence in the organization's ability to deliver free and fair elections here. She recapped a few recommendations made by the international elections observers following the 2020 polls.
The OAS, Carter Center, and European Union observer missions all called for a comprehensive reform of the voter registration system.
The AFC executive noted that the observers lobbied for the necessity of the house-to-house registration process and a refresh of the outdated voters register before the next elections.
A thorough proper update of the decades-old voters register well ahead of the next election cycle based on inclusive consultations and public consensus. This has not been done.
The OAS, Carter Center, and European Union emphasized the need for the leveraging new technology to ensure timely results and clear procedures for the transmission and tabulation of the outputs to allow authorized stakeholders to examine statement of polls, or SOPs, for consistency and traceability. The AFC executive noted that following a meeting with the European Union Elections Exploratory Mission, it was highlighted that only 2 of the 26 recommendations were implemented by GCOM. After 5 years of non-action on the part of GCOM, this situation is unacceptable and atrocious, Hughes remarked.
The Alliance for Change has heard nothing from GCOM since our meeting of several weeks ago with regards to the several concerns raised. I'm
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio. As indigenous communities around the world continues to fight for recognition, equality, and justice, Minister of Amerindian Affairs Pauline Sukai outlined key achievements and reaffirmed the government's commitment to upholding indigenous rights at the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
Guyana is making its presence felt on the international stage once again, this time at the 24th session of the United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues, held from April 21 to May 2, 2025 in New York. Through its delegation led by the Amerindian Affairs Minister, the state has reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to the empowerment and rights of Indigenous women. Guyana's dedication to Indigenous empowerment was articulated by Sukai, who addressed the global forum with a strong focus on improving the lives of Indigenous women through political inclusion, education, and economic advancement.
30 years ago, when I entered Parliament, there were few Indigenous women parliamentarians. Today, 39% of women in Parliament are Indigenous. 3 Indigenous women have led the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs.
She noted that several nationally funded programs are actively targeting the economic empowerment of Indigenous women, including support for entrepreneurial ventures in agriculture, ecotourism, traditional sectors, as well as the youth entrepreneurship and apprenticeship programs, of which 63% of participants are Indigenous women.
The government has advanced equitable access to health care and education nationwide. New and upgraded healthcare infrastructure and telemedicine services are expanding across the Amerindian villages. These improvements prioritize Indigenous women's health care, coupled with financial aid for universal health and cancer screening.
She highlighted healthcare and education access as central pillars of Guyana's development strategy, especially in remote communities. The government has been expanding education through teaching training, constructing new schools, and investing in ICT connectivity. Reinforcing this commitment, Sukai pointed to the availability of tuition-free university and technical education, along with fully funded international scholarships, which are now accessible to Indigenous students, especially women. She also referenced the recent passage of the Family Violence Act, describing it as a pivotal milestone in the fight against gender-based violence, particularly in Indigenous communities.
Combating sexual and gender-based violence remains a priority in Guyana. Our recently passed Family Violence Act strengthens the legal framework on domestic violence, enhances protections for victims and survivors, and ensures offenders are held accountable. These provisions apply equally to Indigenous women and girls.
This year's forum is being held under the theme, quote-unquote, implementing the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples with UN member states at the UN system, including identifying good practices and addressing challenges. It brings together member states, Indigenous leaders, and civil society representatives to examine progress and share both successes and ongoing hurdles in the implementation of the declaration. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
This is the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Keeping up with the kids' growth spurts might mean it's time for a bigger fridge. Don't worry, at Quartz, we've got you. Save up to $50,000 on select fridges. Get a free grill or mixer with select stoves and more. Need to upgrade your home? Get smart TVs from as low as $32,999. Plus, shop today and pay later. And make your first payment in 30 days with Quartz Ready Finance. Whatever you need, we've got you. Only at Quartz, bringing value home. Offer ends April 23, 2025.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where Lyndens and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Krishna Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Welcome back to the HGP Nightly News. Antonio Day reports now that the National Weather Watch Center will soon acquire a weather forecasting model to enhance seasonal and yearly predictions.
The Guyana Hydromet Office reports that from May to July 2025, there will be more wet and fewer dry days across all regions, along with shorter dry spells. Satish Nandalal, a meteorologist at the National Weather Watch Center, announced that the organization will soon launch a model to improve local weather for forecasting accuracy.
The acquisition of a weather and research forecasting model, which is designed significantly to enhance the forecasting accuracy of the country. We operate a 27, 9, and 3 kilometer resolution, respectively, and it has the capability to forecast up to 1 kilometer resolution.
A weather forecasting model will enhance localized predictions, improve weather monitoring, advice and lend support to aviation decisions, according to a meteorologist at the 18th National Climate Outlook Forum in Georgetown.
We're hoping to get this new model up and running within the next 8 to 10 months. Shortly, the NWWC will be rolling out a marine bulletin, Nanalal Informed, to which he provided the following details. A forecast special for marine users and stakeholders, whereby they can have this information available to them. Meanwhile, Komal Chandayaram, head of the climatology department at the Guyana Hydromet Office, during his presentation, gave an in-depth analysis on the intensity of rainfall expected during the May to July period.
Majority of the country here, as you can see, is likely to experience above normal rainfall.
I'm Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Following heavy rainfall that caused potholes on the Lynden St Highway, the Ministry of Public Works has begun urgent repairs. Minister Juan Edgel shares the latest details on efforts to restore smooth and safe travel. You'll find out more from Tiana Cole.
Remedial works are actively underway on sections of the Lynden St Highway, which had developed potholes due to recent heavy rainfall. Minister of Public Works Juan Edgel confirmed that the repairs are expected to be completed by today. In a telephone interview on Tuesday, Minister Edgel explained that the section of the highway under construction had crusher run placed, followed by sand fillings and paving of the surface. However, the heavy rain caused delays preventing contractors from continuing their work that resulted in the development of potholes on the road due to the soggy condition produced by intensive rainfall.
The contractors since 7 a.m. this morning have started grading and filling those potholes so traffic could continue to flow even though it is raining.
EDGE assured that efforts are being made to restore safe and efficient travel conditions as quickly as possible. Commuters who experienced difficulties over the weekend and this morning have been given assurances that the situation is being addressed promptly.
That problem should be eliminated today, and then they will continue to work as the rain moves.
Earlier on Tuesday, the Ministry of Public Works issued a public notice informing road users about the development of potholes due to heavy rainfall on sections of the highway currently under construction. The ministry also expressed regret for any inconvenience caused and appreciated the public's patience during this period. Minister Ajay had previously visited the site earlier this month in response to numerous complaints from commuters about the poor state of the Lynden St highway. During the visit, he reassured commuters that significant improvements were on the way.
With the pace that they are working, within 6 months, significant sections will be already overlaid. In those sections, you'll be able to move faster.
The ongoing rehabilitation project for the 73 kilometers, the BC thoroughfare, was allocated $10 billion by the Parliamentary Committee of Supply as part of a broader $30 billion upgrade funded by a loan from the Islamic Development Bank, IDB. Key infrastructure improvements include the construction of 2 new roundabouts, upgraded lighting, designated lay-bys for trucks, and the reconstruction of 9 bridges and 6 culverts. These upgrades are designed to enhance road quality, connectivity, and overall public infrastructure. Tianako reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
A sitting commissioner of the Ethnic Relations Commission is questioning its role in light of the body's decision to send the leader of the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana to speak on behalf of African Guyanese in New York. More details in this report. The disappointment over the Ethnic Relations Commission's decision to send its chairman, Sheikh Muinul Haq, to speak on behalf of people of African descent at the 4th session of the Permanent Forum on People of African Descent is not over. Commissioner at the Ethnic Relations Commission, Norris Witter, has also added his voice to protest and told reporters that given the situation, the ERC has failed to uphold its mandate of being fair and impartial.
Rather than effectively managing race relations within the context of its mandate, the ethnic relations have been taking decisions and doing things to exacerbate racial tension.
Recently, several African groups picketed the office of the Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance, Gail Teixeira, to demand that African Guyanese be given the opportunity to report on their issues at all future delegations representing the ERC at the Permanent Forum on People of African Descent. In this vein, the ERC Commissioner believes that Chairman Sheikh Muinul Haq's presence at the Permanent Forum on People of African Descent was an act of dishonesty.
This act by itself by him is a dishonest act. And it is not an act that is intended to bring about racial ethnic peace and harmony.
A visibly hurt Twitter said that there will be no progress in Guyana if the disrespect against one's race continues.
For too long, the people of African descent have been disrespected by other people. We will not have progress in this country unless all races come to the position where they will respect each other.
The 4th session of the Permanent Forum on People of African Descent was held from the 14th to the 17th of April 2025 at the United Nations headquarters in New York. It was at that forum that Vincent Alexander, chairman of the International Decade for People of African Descent Assembly Guyana, spoke about the government of Guyana's systematic marginalization of African Guyanese, a position that has been met with staunch objection from the government of Guyana. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. This is the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Seance Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Seance Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Visit Gaffur's Tiles and Sanitary Ware Department for stunning designs and the best in wall and floor tiles for your kitchen, bathroom, outdoors, steps, living room, and more. The Tile Department also provides products to clean, polish, and protect your tiles. Tile trims to give your tile area a complete look. Tint sets for both porcelain and ceramic tiles, along with a variety of grout colors. Not forgetting tile paste to lay tiles on wood and concrete surfaces. Our line of products combine the ideal blend of style and innovation and meet the needs of every customer. We stock a vast variety of kitchen sinks, basins and faucets, toilets in a variety of colors and designs, along with every accessory to accentuate. Stylish double-mirrored bathroom cabinets, clear and frosted bathroom doors and enclosures. Remember, for superior customer services, superior quality and competitive prices, it's Gaffur's, the name you can trust.
Keeping up with the kids' growth spurts might mean it's time for a bigger fridge. Don't worry, at Quartz, we've got you. Save up to $50,000 on select fridges. Get a free grill or mixer with select stoves and more. Need to upgrade your home? Get smart TVs from as low as $32,999. Plus, shop today and pay later. And make your first payment in 30 days with Quartz Ready Finance. Whatever you need, we've got you. Only at Quartz, bringing value home. Offer ends April 23, 2025.
Thanks for staying tuned to the HGP Nightly News. President Irfan Ali has pledged that residents in Region 9 will benefit from a water tank program to assist with the storage and gathering of rainwater. Daisy Richards is on this story.
President Irfan Ali, in his village, the village of Yupakari, Region 9, announced that the government will be developing a new water system for the residents to garner rainwater.
For the 516 households, we have already earmarked the tank project so you can harvest and harness your rainwater from your improved roof that you have, so every household will get one of that tank. So support this.
Ali added that with a myriad of requests for water trestles for the schools and healthcare center, plans are underway.
We have to build those trestles and put the black tank, and we have that in the program also.
In addition to this, the president announced plans of developing a housing program in Yupakari and surrounding communities to improve the community livelihoods.
We are going to expand the housing support and core homes project in Region 9. We have to build at least 1,000 of those core homes across Region 9.
Meanwhile, President Ali also announced major developments in infrastructure projects such as building roads, bridges, and improvements for agriculture. A bag of fertilizer per acre of land are the promises made to farmers in Region 9. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Meanwhile, the president, along with the Minister of Education over the weekend, commissioned the newly constructed Yupakari Secondary School in Region 9 in an effort to produce universal secondary education. Here again is Daisy Richards.
The Yupakari Secondary School in Region 9 will serve approximately 200 students from the village and other surrounding communities. Education Minister Priya Manik-Chan, in her remarks, highlighted that the construction of the school comes after the village was extending their primary tops, which means the extension of a primary school, but not reaching the full transition to secondary school.
We have to build a secondary school, a full secondary school. And we began immediately to extend what was going to be classrooms into a full secondary school.
The minister added that the new school will have trained secondary teachers, textbooks, and daily meals.
A discrete secondary school with trained teachers to teach the secondary program. It's not a department.
Manik Chand also noted that the Upakari Secondary School is just one of 7 learning institutions scheduled to be built. With the addition of the 7 new schools, giving students the chance to move from grade 9 to this Caribbean Secondary Examination Certificate and then on to the university.
And have opportunities that they never before had. Are you understanding what that means for the next generation, for the future?
The commissioning of the Upakari School followed the commissioning of the Katoka Secondary School in an effort to improve education infrastructure across the region. The construction of this school was awarded to contractor Clive King. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Your regional news is up next.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. A U.S. judge expressed skepticism that the notice the Trump administration pledged to give Venezuelan migrants before deporting them under the wartime law complied with the U.S. Supreme Court's order that they be given a chance to challenge their removals in court. U.S. District Judge Charlotte Sweeney said during a court hearing in Denver that notices of looming deportations given to Venezuelan migrants held at the Blue Bonnet Detention Facility in Texas made no mention of habeas corpus, which refers to the right of detainees to challenge the legality of their detention. Sweeney said she would rule on whether to extend her order protecting 2 Venezuelan men in immigration custody in Colorado from being deported under the 1798 Alien Enemies Act. Lawyers for Venezuelan migrants are trying to persuade judges across the country to require the government to give migrants 30 days notice before deporting them under the 1798 Act, after the High Court this weekend temporarily blocked the federal government from deporting a group of Venezuelans held at Blue Bonnet. The United Nations Special Representative in Haiti, Maria Isabel Salvador, Monday warned that the French-speaking CARICOM country is facing the quote-unquote point of no return as gang violence escalates and the state struggles to respond. Addressing the UN Security Council, Salvador said that international aid was urgently needed to prevent further collapse and quote-unquote total chaos. Quote-unquote, as gang violence continues to spread to new areas of the country, Haitians experience growing levels of vulnerability and increasing skepticism about the ability of the state to respond to their needs. Haiti could face total chaos, she said, adding that international aid was desperately needed to avoid that fate. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, said that as of mid-January, over 1 million Haitians were internally displaced and nearly 60,000 more have been forced from their homes in the last month alone. The United Nations UN Security Council in 2023 passed the resolution for the Kenyan-led Multinational Security Support MSS mission to assist the Haitian government in its efforts to bring peace and stability to the country in the face of armed criminal gangs. But the MSS has so far failed to push back the gangs. The mission has around 1,000 police officers from 6 countries, but was intended to have 2,500. Jamaica continues to see reductions in major crimes year to date, with murders decreasing by 36% and shootings down 28%, according to the latest statistics released by the Jamaican Constabulary Force, JFC. The January 1 to April 17, 2025 data also show a 51.4% reduction in rape over the same period last year. Robberies decreased from 214 to 199, but break-ins increased from 267 to 331. The data show a continued trend in reductions in major crimes island-wide, which the government and JCF have contributed to improved and targeted policing strategies, enhanced by increased use of intelligence and technology. Earlier this month, the police reported a 35.9% decline in murders between January 1 and April 5 this year, when compared to the same period in 2024. The police commissioner had also highlighted that the first quarter of 2025 marked a 6th consecutive quarter in which murders have declined. Thank you for watching. I am Tiana Cole.
U.S. flays Guyana in its Department of State Drug Control Strategy Report. It says corruption and bribery hinders Guyana's drug trafficking efforts. AFC gravely concerned about GCOM's failure to implement methods that promote free and fair elections. And Guyana reaffirms commitment to Indigenous women's empowerment at UN Forum. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.